Okay guys, here we are, Coffin Bay. Today we are going to learn how to shuck oysters. Because I really love oyster. Located 45 km from Port Lincoln, Coffin Bay is world famous for its oysters. We will be leaving from Oyster HQ. What a pleasant spot! The tour starts with some instruction and brief history about Coffin Bay and surrounding district. And taking a short walk to the tasting landing in the shallows of the bay. Our friendly group makes its way to the tasting landing. What a lovely bunch of people! Once we arrived at the water edge, there was a platform beneath the water, making the walk over very easy. Beautiful open bay with amazing views on a clear winter day. And here we are, being seated at the table. How wonderful!
Anyway, so this particular lease is the original Coffin Bay town. It was established in 1969 to trial these guys in our waterways, the Pacific oyster, which may sound a bit odd because we're not sitting in the Pacific Ocean, we're sitting in the... It's 100% correct, yeah, not many people get that one. So very, very nice, very impressive. Yeah, these ones actually originated off the coast of Japan way back when. Brought over to trial in the bay here, which has been a huge success thus far. However, this is not where oyster farming began for us here in Coffin Bay. It actually started way back in the 1840s. Farming for these guys here, the Gazi oysters. There you go, pass those down, have a bit of a look at those guys. Yeah, so we're getting those in commercial quantities back then. So what they do is they'd use a small boat called a cutter that would tow a large wooden dredge along the bottom of the seabed there, picking up a lot of these nice healthy Gazzies. Unfortunately, it also picked up anything and everything else that was palm as well. It did a lot of damage to the seabed down there, so essentially...
Our gracious host teaches us some interesting facts and history of the industry, and we learn how the oysters are farmed. We are shown how to correctly shuck an oyster.
You sort of think of it as a clock face, obviously you're 12, you're 6, you're 3. You sort of want to find an area about 2 o'clock, just on the inside of the gradient to the shell there, and just using your knife, using the tip of your knife, find that 2 o'clock, pry your way in with the tip of your knife like a screwdriver, put your knife all the way through to the other end there, and at that stage there you can just roll your wrist up and pop your shell upwards. And then you can have a look under the lid, see if you've got your meat stuck to the top, which a lot of the time you most likely will. And then just using your knife, run your knife along the top of the shell there, cutting any of that meat off as you head down towards your 6. Pull your cap off. At that stage there, very important, just give your oyster a nice little wash in the seawater, just to get rid of any of that chip shell and keep that nice salty authentic flavour. Then you just pop your knife under the muscle at about 5 o'clock, roughly. And then just sort of cutting away from yourself. You want to cut that abductor muscle on the right hand side. That's all. So once that's all nice and loose in the shell, you cut your abductor, put your knife on top, and then just simply give it a little, just roll it over, give it a spin, like that. That last step's obviously more for cosmetic purposes more so. It makes it look a bit easier on the eye, but a bit more appetising. All right.
So relaxing out in the water. Lemon, grapefruit, and Tabasco sauce for seasoning. I love lemon and grapefruit. And a lovely Riesling to wash it all down. Cheers! Oh, delicious. And now it's time to shuck. Delicious fresh oysters taken from the ocean only a few meters away. Oh, delicious. Shucked in the shallows of the bay. Rinse in salty southern ocean water. Season with lemon with a glass of wine in good company. There is no better way to eat delicious Coffin Bay oysters. Coffin Bay oysters are so popular. They are shipped and arrive in places such as China only hours of being harvested, and fetch as much as $10 Australian per oyster.
So what happens is, in the oysters' younger years, a 3mm basket, they'll have them right down the bottom, the seabed, just nice and calm down there. Look like the oysters growing, concentrate growing that nice sides and the shell. And then each time they go to the grading sheds, come back out, they'll have them up just another notch. So when they're at that 15-month point and they're ready to be harvested, they'll have them just below the surface there, just gently rocking in the tide, not getting damaged like that drum I mentioned, but they're tapping into each other a bit and they think, okay, there's no point growing any more shell, so they start to concentrate on growing a nice fatty, juicy, sort of healthy muscle that we know and love today. So two brothers from Cow thought, how good's this? Yeah, this is the best method ever. We got to get it on the road. Let's try and sell this product. So they thought, who's got the majority of the oyster farming market in the world? The French. So they loaded up a boat full of these prototypes, this system, and a whole bunch of South Australian Riesling, and sailed on up to France, sat down with the oyster farmers up there. Bonjour, ça va? There you go, they said, up to the oyster farmers. And Aussie accent's the worst there. Sat down with them and said, hey guys, we love your method, but we reckon you've been doing it wrong for the last 500 years. So you can imagine how that went down with the French. They were politely asked to leave very quickly. And yeah, so but anyway, this method and this system is used predominantly worldwide today. Is the most effective method. If you want this basket and you want to start doing your own oyster farming, you can do so. You can buy one of these from the Super Basket Company down in Adelaide there, from Edmondstown, for $20 each. So $20. An oyster this lease has about 20,000 baskets, so 20,000, $20. I'll let you guys do the math anyway.
All in all, the oyster tour was a lovely way to spend 1.5 hours. Very well hosted in a gorgeous setting, our little group all seemed to enjoy themselves. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Check out my other videos, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time!